You know, if you're managing both kidney disease and diabetes, you might be wondering if you have to say goodbye to the sweet joy of fruits. It's a common worry, but I'm delighted to tell you that enjoying fruit isn't just possible. It can actually be a really beneficial part of your diet, as long as you make the right selections. Now, both kidney disease and diabetes often mean strict dietary management, especially when it comes to potassium. And while lots of fruits are packed with nutrients, some are surprisingly high in potassium, which can be a risk if you have kidney concerns. So, in this discussion, we're going to explore some of the best low-potassium fruits that are considered kidney-safe and diabetes-friendly. This way, you can enjoy that sweetness without compromising your health. Number 1, apple. First up, at number 1, we have apples. Apples are just a fantastic choice if you're managing diabetes and kidney health, mainly because of their great nutritional profile. If you take a medium-sized apple, that's about 182 grams, it usually has around 195 milligrams of potassium. Now, that's considered low and generally safe for most renal diets. So they're an excellent way to satisfy a sweet craving without worrying too much about your potassium levels. And it's not just about low potassium. Apples also offer some pretty significant benefits for managing blood sugar. They're a good source of dietary fiber, especially a type called soluble fiber, like pectin. This fiber is great because it helps slow down how quickly sugar gets absorbed into your bloodstream, which helps prevent those sharp spikes in blood glucose after you eat. Plus, the natural sugars in apples come with these fibers, making them a much healthier carbohydrate choice than, say, processed sweets. Bringing apples into your diabetic and renal diet can be super easy and tasty, too. You can enjoy a crisp apple raw as a snack, or maybe slice it into salads for a refreshing crunch. How about baked apples with a little sprinkle of cinnamon for a comforting dessert? And don't forget unsweetened applesauce. That's another versatile option. Just a little tip. Remember to go for whole apples rather than apple juice, because the juice doesn't have that helpful fiber and can cause your blood sugar to rise more quickly. These versatile fruits really do offer a sweet way to support your health. But apples are just the beginning. Next, let's explore a berry that packs a powerful punch. Number 2, blueberries. All right, coming in at number 2, we have blueberries. Blueberries are another fantastic fruit champion, especially if you're navigating the tricky dietary waters of diabetes and kidney disease. Just 1 cup of fresh blueberries, which is about 148 grams, has only about 114 milligrams of potassium. That puts them squarely in the low potassium zone. So they're a safe and really delightful addition to any kidney-conscious eating plan, meaning you can enjoy their sweetness without too much worry about potassium overload. The health benefits of blueberries are pretty impressive for diabetes management too, mainly because they're so rich in antioxidants. They're packed with something called anthocyanins. These are powerful antioxidants that give blueberries their deep blue color. These compounds have actually been studied for their positive effects on insulin sensitivity and for their ability to help reduce inflammation. Both of these are really crucial for effectively managing type 2 diabetes and its complications. Serving up blueberries is super simple, and you can enjoy them in so many ways. Why not toss a handful of fresh blueberries into your morning oatmeal, or mix them with some low-fat, unsweetened yogurt for a nutritious snack? Frozen blueberries are a great option too. They're perfect for smoothies, or even as a cool treat straight from the freezer. Plus, their small size makes portion control a breeze, helping you enjoy all their benefits without overdoing it on the carbs. These tiny berries really are a true superfood for so many of us. Now, let's look at another popular berry that is equally friendly. Number 3, strawberries. Moving on to number 3, we have strawberries. Strawberries are such a wonderfully sweet and juicy option, and they fit really well within a kidney-safe and diabetic-friendly diet. Now, a serving of 1 cup of strawberry halves, that's about 152 grams, usually gives you around 230 milligrams of potassium. This is a little higher than some of the other fruits we've talked about, but it's still considered moderate. So, with a bit of proper portion guidance, strawberries can definitely be enjoyed safely. It's always a good idea to be mindful of your serving size to keep that potassium intake in check. These vibrant red berries aren't just delicious, they're also absolutely bursting with essential vitamins and powerful antioxidants. Strawberries are an excellent source of vitamin C, which is great for supporting immune function, and they also provide manganese and folate. Their rich antioxidant profile, which includes compounds like anthocyanins and ellagic acid, helps to combat oxidative stress. This can be really beneficial for both kidney health and diabetes management because it helps protect your cells from damage. And incorporating strawberries into diabetic-friendly recipes is a piece of cake. You can slice them over a small portion of unsweetened Greek yogurt, blend them into a low-potassium smoothie, or simply enjoy a handful as a refreshing snack. Just a note for a renal diet. It's important to be mindful of your overall fluid intake if you're having them in large quantities or in smoothies. Their natural sweetness is fantastic for satisfying a sugar craving without needing any added sugars, making them a really smart choice. Following strawberries, let us consider their darker cousin, which also offers fantastic benefits. Number 4, blackberries. At number 4, we have blackberries. Blackberries are another delicious and nutritious fruit that can be a really valuable part of a diet if you're managing both diabetes and kidney health. When it comes to potassium, a 1-cup serving of fresh blackberries, that's about 144 grams, contains around 233 milligrams of potassium. Now, this amount is generally considered acceptable for many kidney diets, as long as they're eaten in moderation. So they're a safe choice if you keep an eye on portion control. One of the real standout features of blackberries is their impressive fiber content. That same 1-cup serving gives you nearly 8 grams of dietary fiber. This high fiber content plays a super important role in managing blood sugar for diabetics. How? Well, fiber helps to slow down the digestion and absorption of carbohydrates. This means you get a more gradual rise in your blood glucose levels rather than a sharp spike, which can lead to better overall glycemic control. So how can you enjoy blackberries safely and deliciously? Well, you could consider adding a handful to your morning cereal or a small bowl of low-fat cottage cheese. They also make a delightful addition to a fruit salad, especially when paired with other low-potassium options. Just remember, portion size is really key here, especially if your potassium restrictions are very tight. And of course, rinsing them well before eating is always a good practice. As we continue our fruit journey, let's look at a tropical delight next. Number 5, pineapple. Number 5 brings us a taste of the tropics. Pineapple. Pineapple, with that wonderful tropical zest, can be a refreshing and safe fruit choice for people with diabetes and kidney concerns, as long as you pay attention to a couple of things. A 1-cup serving of pineapple chunks, which is about 165 grams, has approximately 180 milligrams of potassium. That's a manageably low amount for most folks on a renal diet, making it a really flavorful way to add some variety to your fruit intake. Now, thinking about blood sugar, while pineapple does contain natural sugars, it also gives you fiber, which can help lessen its impact on your blood sugar levels. However, it's really important for anyone with diabetes to eat pineapple in moderation and be mindful of those portion sizes. Its glycemic index is moderate, so if you pair it with a source of protein or some healthy fat, that can further help stabilize your blood sugar response. And here's a fun fact. Pineapple also contains bromelain, an enzyme that might even offer some anti-inflammatory benefits. When you're preparing pineapple, fresh or frozen options are generally better than canned pineapple that's packed in heavy syrup, as that can add a lot of unnecessary sugar. If you do use canned, try to choose pineapple packed in its own juice and give it a good rinse before eating to remove some of that excess sugar and any sodium if it's present. Proper portioning, like sticking to about a half-cup serving, is really essential for managing both your blood sugar and potassium intake effectively for overall kidney health. Up next is a classic fruit that many enjoy in bunches. Number 6, grapes. All right, at number 6 we have grapes. Grapes, whether they're red, green, or black, can be a sweet and really convenient snack for those managing diabetes and kidney disease. Now, when it comes to potassium, 1 cup of grapes, that's around 151 grams, usually has about 288 milligrams of potassium. This is a bit on the higher side of low potassium, but they can often be included in a renal diet if you use controlled portions. We're talking about half a cup, which is roughly 75 grams or about 15 grapes. That would bring the potassium down to approximately 144 milligrams. Grapes are also known for their potential benefits in controlling blood sugar. This is partly because they have a relatively low glycemic index and contain some really beneficial plant compounds. They've got polyphenols, like resveratrol, which you might have heard of. These have been studied for their antioxidant properties and their potential to improve insulin sensitivity. These compounds might also contribute to heart health, which is especially important since people with diabetes and kidney disease are at a higher risk for cardiovascular issues. So, proper portion sizing is really crucial when you're including grapes in your diet. Sticking to a serving of about 15 grapes helps manage your carbohydrate intake for diabetes and keeps that potassium at a safer level for kidney health. The great thing about grapes is they're so easy to eat, no prep required, and they can be a very satisfying way to curb a sweet tooth. Of course, always have a chat with your dietitian about how grapes can fit into your specific meal plan. Now, let us consider a stone fruit that shines in the warmer months. Number 7, peaches. Coming in at number 7 are peaches. Oh, peaches are such a delightful summer fruit, and they can definitely be enjoyed by folks with diabetes and kidney concerns, as long as they're portioned correctly. A medium-sized fresh peach, about 150 grams, has approximately 285 milligrams of potassium. So, just like with grapes, careful portioning is really key here. A smaller serving, maybe half a medium peach, would bring that potassium intake down to a more comfortably low level for many renal diets, somewhere around 140 to 150 milligrams. Now, for diabetic safety, peaches offer that lovely natural sweetness, along with some fiber, which helps in slowing down sugar absorption. They have a low to moderate glycemic index, which means they're less likely to cause those rapid spikes in blood sugar compared to high GI foods, especially when you eat them in appropriate amounts. And let's be honest, their juicy texture and delicious flavor make them a really satisfying treat. It's best to enjoy peaches when they're in season for the best flavor and nutritional value. You can eat them fresh, slice them into a small fruit salad with other low-potassium fruits, or you could even try grilling them for a unique dessert. If you're using canned peaches, try to go for those packed in water or their own juice, not heavy syrup, and always give them a rinse to remove any excess sugar. And, as always, be mindful of that serving size to make sure it aligns with your dietary plan. Next, we will explore another fruit that pairs well with many dishes. Number 8, pears. At number 8, we have pears. Pears are such a wonderfully mild and sweet fruit, and they can be a really good addition to a diet that's focused on managing diabetes and kidney health. They're particularly valued for being relatively low in potassium. A medium-sized pear, that's about 178 grams, usually has around 206 milligrams of potassium. This makes them a pretty kidney-friendly choice when you eat them as part of a balanced diet. Pears are also a good source of dietary fiber, which is beneficial for a number of reasons. Fiber helps with digestion and promotes regularity, and it also plays an important role in managing blood sugar for individuals with diabetes. The fiber in pears helps to slow down the absorption of glucose, which contributes to more stable blood sugar levels after you eat. Bringing pears into your diet is quite simple. You can enjoy them fresh as a snack, and you can even eat them with the skin on for maximum fiber. Just make sure to give them a thorough wash first. Sliced pears can be a lovely addition to salads, or enjoyed with a small portion of cheese for a balanced snack. If you're looking at canned pears, choose them carefully. Opt for those packed in their own juice or water, and always be mindful of those portion sizes. From pears, we move to another juicy stone fruit. Number 9, plums. Number 9 on our list is plums. Plums offer a lovely sweet and slightly tart flavor, and they can certainly be included in moderation in kidney-friendly and diabetic diets. A medium-sized fresh plum, which is around 66 grams, contains only about 104 milligrams of potassium. That's a comfortably low amount, making them a good option for those of you who need to carefully monitor your potassium intake. Beyond their low potassium value, plums are also a source of antioxidants, including things called phenolic compounds and vitamin C. These can help protect your body's cells from damage. And while they do contain natural sugars, their fiber content helps to moderate their impact on your blood sugar levels, especially when you eat them as part of a balanced meal or snack. To enjoy plums safely, it's best to choose fresh plums when they're in season. You can eat them whole as a snack or slice them into fruit salads. Now, a quick note about dried plums, which you might know as prunes. They are much more concentrated in sugar and potassium. So, fresh plums are generally the better choice if you're managing both diabetes and kidney health. And as we always say, moderation is key to enjoying their benefits without overdoing it on the sugar or potassium. Our final fruit on the top 10 list is a small citrus favorite. Number 10, Mandarin oranges. And rounding out our top 10, at number 10, we have Mandarin oranges. Mandarin oranges are such a convenient and tasty low-potassium fruit option, and they're really well suited for individuals managing diabetes and kidney disease. One small Mandarin orange, that's around 74 to 88 grams, typically contains about 120 to 148 milligrams of potassium. This makes it a safe choice for a renal diet when you eat them in moderation. Plus, their small size makes portion control pretty straightforward. These small citrus fruits are also an excellent source of vitamin C, which is an important antioxidant that supports your immune health. For those with diabetes, mandarins offer a lovely sweet taste with a moderate amount of carbohydrates and some fiber, especially if you eat the white pith along with the segments. This really helps in managing blood sugar levels more effectively than sugary snacks would. Usually, portion recommendations suggest one small mandarin as a serving. They're perfect as a quick snack. You can add them to salads for a burst of citrus flavor, or they're easy to pack in a lunchbox. Just try to avoid canned mandarins that are in syrup because of the high added sugar content. It's always best to opt for fresh ones whenever you can. These little oranges really do offer a burst of sunshine and health. Other important low-potassium fruits. So that was our top 10, but the good news doesn't stop there. Beyond our top 10, there are several other fruits that can be really good low-potassium choices when you're managing kidney health and diabetes. Take cherries, for instance. They offer great antioxidant benefits and are relatively low in potassium, with about 170 milligrams per half cup. Then there are cranberries, which you often find as juice, preferably unsweetened or very lightly sweetened, or sauce. They're also low in potassium and well known for their urinary tract health benefits. And let's not forget raspberries. Similar to blueberries and blackberries, raspberries are packed with fiber and antioxidants, and they contain only around 85 milligrams of potassium per half cup. Watermelon, while it's high in water content, can also be enjoyed in moderation. A 1-cup diced serving has about 170 milligrams of potassium, but portion control is really important here because of its natural sugars. Even fresh apricots can be included carefully. One small fresh apricot has about 90 milligrams of potassium. Just be aware that dried apricots are very high in potassium and should generally be avoided. As always, it's a good idea to verify the portion sizes that are appropriate for your specific dietary needs. How to choose and portion low-potassium fruits. Now, let's talk about how to choose and portion these low-potassium fruits, because making smart choices here is really vital when you're managing both kidney disease and diabetes. A good place to start is by learning to read food labels, although, of course, fresh fruits often don't have them. For packaged fruits, like canned or frozen ones, definitely check for potassium content if it's listed. And always look at the serving sizes and any added sugars. So, when you're choosing between fresh, canned, or frozen, fresh is usually your best bet. If you do opt for canned fruits, try to select those packed in their own juice or water, not in heavy syrup. And it's a good idea to rinse them before eating to reduce some of that sugar and potentially some sodium or potassium if they were processed with potassium-containing additives. Frozen fruits without any added sugar are also a good option. But here's the key: portion control is absolutely paramount. Even low-potassium fruits can end up contributing too much potassium or sugar if you eat them in large quantities. So try using measuring cups to really understand your serving sizes, and make sure to stick to the recommendations from your doctor or dietitian. This will help you avoid exceeding your daily potassium and carbohydrate targets. Diabetes and kidney disease, managing both with fruit. So let's talk about diabetes and kidney disease, managing both with fruit. Successfully managing both of these conditions really requires careful attention to how fruits fit into your overall diet. We know fruits provide essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber, but their natural sugar content absolutely must be factored into your diabetes management plan to maintain stable blood sugar. This means consuming controlled portions of fruit at any one time is crucial. It's also a good idea to spread your fruit intake throughout the day, rather than eating a large amount all at once, as this can help prevent those significant blood sugar spikes. Here's a helpful strategy. Try combining fruits with sources of protein or healthy fats. For example, you could pair apple slices with a tablespoon of unsalted nut butter, or berries with plain Greek yogurt, assuming dairy is appropriate for your renal diet, of course. Doing this can actually slow down the absorption of sugar and lead to a more gradual rise in your blood glucose. This approach not only helps manage blood sugar, but can also keep you feeling fuller for longer. And, as always, it's so important to work with your healthcare team to tailor your fruit intake to your specific needs, taking into account your blood sugar levels, kidney function, and any medication regimen you're on. So, to wrap things up, selecting the right fruits really can make all the difference when you're managing diabetes and kidney concerns. By choosing from these low-potassium, kidney-safe options we've discussed, you can absolutely enjoy the wonderful flavors and the significant health benefits that fruits have to offer. And you can do this all while diligently protecting your kidney function and maintaining stable blood sugar control. And finally, if you found this discussion helpful, please do share it with any friends and family who might be managing kidney or diabetic diets. We'd also love for you to subscribe for more practical nutrition tips. And hey, let us know your favorite kidney-friendly fruits in the comments below. Your feedback genuinely helps us help you eat healthier.